pourquoi on a planté le coton cette fois? Il y a plusieurs couleurs, rouge, jaune, orange, panaché.
They plant this plant because there are many colors.
Before you leave the island, the Marae of Tapusa. So for you, it's really good to the first step. We're not into the river sea where the ancestors had built their canoe. They're not the only place, but this is the one that have more value, closest, but also because the realm. And if you're not part of the royalty family, you don't have that blood that can go on the mare. Or you have to do something very exceptional, and after we agreed with the royalty family, the priest, to have access to the mare. So like today, we ladies are going to the mare, but in that time, we were prohibited to go on the mare. Jackfish or whatever the good fish. And if you go a little bit more higher, then halfway in is going to be a mix, and then after fresh water. So with the mayor, they try to clean up this river. They also have other project over here for the tourism, and they did a cleanup at a certain time for 12 years. We couldn't go all the way where we're going in right now. So it took them at least 1 or 2 weeks. With all the worker of the commune to do the big cleaning up by chopping up all of the large. Like I said, we are in the main part there of Rahiatea. One water raised, it can go all the way inland. That's why you don't see any people around here. They are above, higher. If not, it will be inland. They already had a couple of houses around here, but through the time they had to move up. And don't forget that since we are a volcanic island, we're also sinking around 7 to 11 millimeters a year. So this is my version. So they say that they had a guy by the name of Turi. Turi, that was one of the chiefs. The islands. So you have to, and then they make a little ceremony. And after they cut the tree, depending what kind of tree they're using, and they will leave it so it can, how you say, it's they put it in the mud for a certain time, and so it can, how you say, make it be more stronger. And as they will trim and work on that wood, they build their canoe. And as they build their canoe, every day they continue talking, because for them it's like a spirits also inside that wood, and that is going to be your savior, because he is going to bring you. You see the mentality I want to share is that whatever is alive over here, you depend on, and you're asking. So that's why it's very important before you build your canoe, you are choosing that wood. So Turi built his canoe up in this river with all the ceremony that joined that operation. Paddle to go all the way to the Marae of Taputapuatea. If Taputapuatea is the most important one in the triangle of Polynesia, when I talk about the triangle, it's Hawaii, New Zealand, Eastern Island, and we, the old Hawaii, who became today Rahiatea. So they go all the way, whoever coming from the triangle of Polynesia have to come here to the Marae of Taputapuatea. After the ceremony, asking the gods, the spirits of the gods, the spirits of the ancestor to follow them during the trip, to guide them, to protect them until they reach a new island. So they took a rock off of the Marae of Taputapuatea, put on their canoe, and as they left, they brought all the spirits with them. So through this version of Turi, they say that Turi went out and discovered all these different islands. But before, the mentality is that Earth was flat. Whoever guys went out so far away fell out down on the other side. You already heard about that. But we know today that Earth is round, that you can go all the way around. So that means in that time, great-great-great-grandpa had lied to great-great-grandma. He never fell down on the other side. He just found a new island, he found a new vahine, and formed a new family. That's why he never came back. But Turi, as he went out and discovered all of these different islands, he decided to give the name of Hawaii, Savai, Kauai, Hawaii. Each time that he found a new island, he had to remember where did he came from. And that's why through these different names, it's just to remember the original name of Hawaii. Through the time, it became Hawaiki, Hawaiki Nui, Rangiatea, Raiatea today. But you have to understand how that it became, how the history went through. So Turi came back and told the rest of the population that he found more islands. So the stories say that he built, each chief built different canoes. So over there they told you that 7 canoes was built over here, but also around Raiatea through the century, where each chief took place on each of these canoes, went all the way to the Marae of Taputapuatea, made their ceremony, asking the gods to look after them as they go out. Took the rock off of the mare, put on their canoe, and went and stayed on other islands. That rock, they built other mare. So that is the foundation of this new mare. That's why when you visit other islands, you will also find other mare called also Taputapuatea. So today, those living in the triangle of Polynesia, remember Hawaii, New Zealand, Eastern Islands, and we own Hawaii. You have to come at least once in your life back to the roots, going out into the river of Faaroa. That's what we're doing right now. And the next day after this, we go to the mare of Taputapuatea. So every area where they have a chief, they have a mare. So like I said earlier, they found 585 archaeological sites up in this valley. So as we're cruising in, you can see this beautiful jungle. You have to build your own house. These trees, since we're not staying too much time in the botanical garden, this is what you see most of the time. These wild hibiscus, called in Tahitian the pural. They have different variety. We see that also as a medicine plant. The root will be used in the medicine plant, in the medicine. The trunks, they will be used to make the post of the house. Noticing that wood is very light. So some of them, I think back in America, had produced the first airplane. The balsam wood, very light wood. The leaf, weave it to make a round matting. Use it to cover up the Tahitian oven. Use it also as a mattress, because before we didn't have these nice fancy mattresses like today. The flower, those yellow flowers, if you see them blooming, you pick a couple of them. You pick a couple of them, like 30 flowers. Those wild, there's one in the front, there's yellow flower. Yellow in the morning, then they turn orange this afternoon and fall in the water. And you will see them going out in the lagoon. And some of them who's going to start dying already, they'll be eaten by some of those small fish in the lagoon. And tomorrow morning, if they fall on the ground, they turn purple and open completely. So that flower, you boil it in a big pot of water, boil it for 45 minutes, and it turns purple, cool it down, put that water in a basin, and you bathe the babies or kids that have the chicken pox. So today, if you don't have these trees around you, you go to the pharmacy, they give you in those little packs, those purple powder, does the same thing as this flower. So still today, on the countryside, even if it's prohibited, but Tahitian people still use these Tahitian medicines. The bark, you peel up the bark, we're getting ready for the Heva. So for those who want to have those nice costumes, a lot of people say grass skirt. No, it's not grass. It's a bark from this wild hibiscus. And you have to know how to choose them. Not too young, not too, not too old. You have to, not too much branches on. A certain way to peel it, put it in the fresh water, salt water for 1 or 2 weeks. It smells bad. Wash it good before you use the lime juice to make it white. And today you can cheat by putting chlorine or Clorox and you make it white. Then you hang it in a shade for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And then you start, you have a certain way to tie it to be sure that it's nice, that won't come off. You have to tie twice. And then depends how large are the hips. So that's why when they have dancing, and that was also used as a, not only like a clothes to dress up, because these cloth came in with the arrival of the first missionary. So how Tahitian dress up before? Being naked, didn't care. They're not be looking at you like today. Oh, you're too sexy today. No, being topless, covered with some flowers, a head crown, no perfume. So the head crown was a way to smell good. The lace, a way to smell good. But today, if you use the lei and you're traveling to go out of a boat, you go out in the back, and as soon you get in the pass, you make your wish and you throw your lei in the water. If the lei come back in the lagoon, that means in the future you will come back again on the island. If your lei continue going out in the open ocean, that means it's going to be your last trip. So they got some of the things in our culture that got kept today. And maybe you see that only as a show. No, it's not a show because writing did not exist. Everything was oral. And when we have the Heva, we have different songs. We start with 45 minutes of song. They call that the taraba. They repeat it over and over. The Himeneru'o mean the oldest. And they're telling a story. They also have the Himene Ariarea, that means having fun, talking about something funny with the whole population, and those are the memories. And that was their way to communicate. That was their way to remember. And they say the Tahitian people had great mind, they can memorize very easy. Today, you ask me to go get bread, chocolate, whatever, I'll tell you to make a list of 4 or 5 things. But before you don't need. And that's why when you visit the mare, when you get there, they have to do the orero. That's another word that you have to understand, the orero. The orero is a speech. We got different kind of speech. Like today, we have Thomas going to give us a speech for the politics. Oh, hey, vote for me. Okay, bring more people for me. I need some more, more clients for the noni. Or when he's going to go to church, it's going to be another way, another orero, another speech. My brothers, my sisters, come back. So that orero, you do that also when you get to the mare. You ask the permission to go and visit the mare. And you're telling these people who own the mare why you are there, what you're looking for. And you trace down your genealogy. Tahitian people, it's very important for them to trace down the genealogy. And you can go down to 20 generations. And that's what you do when you go to the mare. When you're traveling today, you use a passport. Your passport don't even need to talk. Print, no, before it's 1 hour, 2 hours of orero. I come from over the open ocean, Temuana, aboard the Vakato, the name of the canoe. My island is, my mountain is, my bay is, my land is. Here's some fish that come from my river. Here's some taro that come from my plantation. Here's some noni so you can heal up. So you have all this that goes inside the orero. Then you trace down your genealogy. So that was a way when you come and visit the person. Today we say, hello, Yorana. Because of the COVID, we cannot touch. You've seen some of us who still kissing. But normally we cannot do that. Before the arrival of the white people, how did they did that? They got close to the person. They're full of tattoo. I would say he's very sexy today, but in that time he wasn't sexy. He was full of this tattoo, showing what he have done, from what tribe he come from, what type that he is in the community. If he is a king, if he is a priest, if he is a navigator, how many persons he killed, because he will look at you straight in the eyes. You get close of him, come closer, and you hold behind the neck each other. Get close, close the eyes, and we touch the nose, and we're breathing. Few minutes like that, well, a minute at least, and we're breathing. We're breathing because we are a person who are alive and living in the same world. And that second world is when we leave this world, and then our body is finished. So that's another step. And with the arrival of the first missionary, slowly everything got destroyed. No more tattoo. So the tattoo is coming back slowly since 30 or 40 years. Tahitian medicine, they wanted to finish up a note in Tahitian medicine. So today you have to put for the noni, what do you have inside for the noni? Or what do you have in that product? And each time you have to put a detail. And that's why for the today we are the group of the noni, but they also have the tamanu oil. They're also good for the skin. What else? The lime for the lime juice that can also cure other kinds of disease too. The Tahitians still use. So here we are at the botanical garden. That the commune with the Tahitian government, the French government, and mostly Toma and all the commune had worked on this one whole year to redo our dock because it was all in wood, and each time that it rains a lot, over here you can see the river goes all the way inside, but because of the So this is where we're going to get off from the back, and watch out for your step. And we're heading directly to the bus, but we're going to go through the botanical garden. And we're going, if Tarena will be leading us, we're going to go through the mape, the Tahitian chestnut, to join the bus. Yeah.
Tahitian chestnut.気根がありますね。